We'll fight through it together if my friend and I are going through something, so no one will jump in. And that is exactly what transpired. One of her friends might believe that Shankwell or Robinson did not deserve what was thrown at her. We have audio recordings to support the idea that one of the suspects believed that everything was just karma. Find out what they said behind Shankwell's back by watching what happens. We can bet that Shanquella Robinson's family did not anticipate celebrating her 26th birthday in this manner. The Robinson family and Shanquella's real friends, not the ones she was with in Mexico, let off a lot of balloons into the sky. They did all of this while they waited for Shanquella to be dealt with fairly. In October of last year, Shanquella passed away while on vacation with her friends. She went to Mexico with friends from her university, but within a day, there were no signs of life. Her friends demonstrated their grief by claiming that she had passed away from alcohol poisoning after a day of heavy drinking. Only after it was discovered that alcohol never played a role in this, an arrest warrant has been issued, according to investigators. However, neither a suspect nor an arrest has been made. Since then, we have not received any updates from them. Today, all you can find online are petitions demanding that Shanquella's family receive justice. The public decided to solve the problem for themselves, and they discovered a lot of shocking things. The suspects in the most recent one believe that Shanquella deserved this, and that this was already coming her way. Several internet users attempted to learn more about the people who went with Shanquella to Mexico after the incident. Khalil Cook, Nazir Wiggins, Alice Hyatt, Janie Jackson, and Winter Donovan were on the trip with Robinson, but their identities were not initially made public. Winter Donovan was discussing her friend, or rather, her former friend. Winter, who was one of the Cable Six, the six friends with whom Shanquella Robinson went on the vacation. The same six individuals also deceived her family. Winter begins the recording by recounting the events, as they were aware that the video of Shanquella and their other friend was becoming increasingly popular at the time. They believed that Shanquella's erratic behavior while drunk set off the fight. Winter did not go into as much detail, so it's possible that they are still fabricating false narratives, just as they did when they spoke with the Robinson family. Winter goes on to say that Degnet was the one fighting Shanquella. Nonetheless, she is of the opinion that Shanquella's demise was a result of the alcohol, not the fight. They are merely attempting to enter with a fractured spine, and whatever else they are saying. She seems to have no empathy at all from her manner of speech, which makes the situation even more tragic. Despite the findings of the autopsy, we continue to believe that the accident was the cause. What other way will that be reported? On that document, no one can lie. She even justifies the fight by claiming that it's just how they live, which is odd. Winter acknowledges that they fight when their friends are having issues with one another. They simply need to fight through whatever they were going through. Their approach to conflict resolution is extremely toxic. When there is alcohol present, the worst things can happen. This is undoubtedly incorrect. There are numerous strategies for resolving disagreements, particularly among friends. They acted without using their common sense. When it got so bad, nobody even dared to stop the fight. It seems as though they truly believe Shanquella deserved to die, which is horrifying. That's why it's so crucial to find out what actually happened that day. We are pleased that so many supporters are fighting for Shanquella's justice. This audio did not go over well with her supporters. Donovan speaks and has no sympathy for Shanquella, according to one Twitter user. It saddens me that she was the bondholder. Additionally, this is the largest collection of lies I've ever heard. She even doesn't seem to be bothered by anything. I believe she will. While another person tweeted, they spent a lot of time in jail. She seems to be covering herself. I don't know. However, wasn't she the one who slammed into her own friend, fracturing her neck? As if nothing matters. You are all to blame. You took no action. She was not taken to a hospital by you. You and your friends regaining their identities. Regarding video, it would appear that there is yet another video of Shanquella, but this time Winter is the one biting her. Since it hasn't been released yet, no one is saying anything about it until we hear it, but it sounds awful. Winter Donovan slammed Shanquella to the ground with her arms around her neck, according to the North Carolina Beat. On her phone, she also recorded the physical assault. Shanquella Robinson's family is currently looking for answers regarding their daughter's death. However, concerns regarding the death of Shanquella Robinson were initially ignored by authorities in the United States and Mexico. Many of Shanquella's supporters made it impossible for them to ignore the assault footage that had surfaced. They are now taking their time to reveal additional information. All of this took place in October 2022, and now it is January. We only know that Shanquella died while she was on vacation, but the specific circumstances surrounding her death remain a mystery. No one seems to be speaking up right now because they don't want to be left behind and held accountable. Some claim that the suspect has already been taken into custody, while others assert that the authorities only possess a warrant. The father of Shanquella Robinson informs us that he has not yet been informed of an arrest. Additionally, the FBI stated that the investigation is ongoing and active. To put it mildly, Shanquella's ordeal was truly terrifying. Social media may have prevented this case from becoming public. Imagine being kept in the dark about this if the fight video hadn't been released. The video of Shanquella and her friends fighting was made by a single person, whose identity is currently unknown. The fact that the friends' accounts and the autopsy report were completely distinct was then brought to our attention. On October 28, they all spent a week in a posh apartment, but one of their friends was still missing. It breaks my heart that they didn't even bother to wait for her or do anything about it. They gave it to Shanquella when they got home, notified her family right away, and filed cases. They informed her parents that alcohol poisoning was to blame. Since they were her close friends, they had to believe them. An autopsy that was released on November 10 revealed that Shanquella had suffered a severe spinal cord injury and broke a neck 15 minutes before she died, disproving the friend's story. The video of Shanquella being beaten in a resort hotel room surfaced online a few days later. His father had to make sure that the woman in the video was actually her. After that, Mexican authorities are officially looking into Shanquella Robinson's death as a femicide. This was not initiated immediately following the incident. We believe that the reason why everyone is so concerned about it is because they waited weeks to begin their investigation. Shanquella's family was of the opinion that he is not a fighter. She never resisted the attacks of her so-called friends. We have heard Shanquella's sister express her thoughts, despite the fact that her parents have not spoken about their mourning. Tequila Long expresses her hurt and dissatisfaction at the fact that they trusted Shanquella's friends, particularly Kalu, her best friend and family member.